four-time Miss Olympia Jay Cutler. Welcome to my channel, Jay Cutler TV, and make sure to stay in tune with the newest and updated videos. Subscribe below, guys. Thank you so much for following along. All right, so by popular demand, this is Q&A with Jay Cutler. Thank you guys for following the channel. Make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe if you're not subscribers and came across this. But we're doing like a Q&A type thing, which I think a lot of people want to hear, like what I have to say about certain things, and we're taking in the fans' questions. So make sure you guys write us your questions, because every month we're going to do these Q&As and give people the opportunity to have their questions answered. Even though I may not shout you guys out, make sure you comment below and say, I asked that question. I'm sure I'm going to get people that say that. But all right, so have you watched the new Ronnie Coleman documentary, and what are your thoughts about it? I was in the film, actually. I did watch it. Came on Netflix. And to be honest, like, you know, it displayed something, and I think a lot of people have a lot more respect for Ronnie now. Some people maybe question how he trained and why he continues to train even after his surgeries, but I can honestly tell you, like, and like I said in the movie, you guys can watch the movie. I have a few cameo pieces in it, but Ronnie Coleman was my idol, and Ronnie Coleman was someone I looked up to tremendously. And I went and trained at Ronnie Coleman's gym in '96 when I won my pro card at the Nationals at Metroflex, and you know, I was shocked that he could train in a dungeon type atmosphere like that, because that's the first time I ever experienced it. I mean, I came from Massachusetts. I had my own home gym at the time, and I handpicked the equipment in there. It was super clean and whatever, and when I walked in there, the guys were training in work boots and no shirts, and you know, and Ronnie would go in there and train. It was like a sweat box, no AC. And I was like, man, this guy's like hardcore. And I mean, I called it, in the film, I called it a shithole. But it was no offense to anyone, no offense to Brian Dobson, because he franchised the Metroflex name, became popular all over, but that place was like historic. It was a dungeon. Ronnie made it famous, Branch Warren made it famous, but you know, Ronnie trained his ass off, and I mean, this guy just loved the bodybuilding, and like I said in the documentary, like, how can you not respect someone like that? He had the passion for what he did, and fortunately he was able to stand on the biggest stage and display the body that he worked so hard in the gym. And I can tell you from an old-time, like, passionate guy that really came around before social media, we didn't train for the cameras. We didn't bring phones into the gym. We trained because we loved to train. And that's why I chose the path of bodybuilding. And that's why I respected guys like Ronnie, because we had the same passion, right? He's a very humble guy. We had our indifferences on the stage. Like, we thought, you know, he always thought he should have won. I always thought I should have won. But we had that mutual respect for each other. Ronnie Coleman was actually, when I won the Night of Champions, my first professional show in 2000, I remember after the pre-judging, I'm sitting in my room, and I'm sitting with, you know, my family and my friends. I'm like, I wonder if I won or not. And then the phone rings, okay? And next thing you know, it's Ronnie Coleman, my idol. He says, man, I just wanted to be the first one to congratulate you. I said, congratulate for what? He said, you won. I said, well, it's not over yet. It gets over tonight. He goes, man, no, you won. I'm like, damn, okay, yeah, that's awesome. So it was like, all right, well, shit. Like, now I did it, and, you know, I got the call from my idol, who was Mr. Olympia. He had just won, you know, 2 years prior or whatever. This was 2000, Night of Champions. It's New York Pro now. And, you know, I was just like, man. And then next thing you know, I mean, shit. A year later, I was almost beating him. Probably should have with the scorecards. And I just respected the guy so much. So the movie, it is kind of sad a little bit to see like what he's going through now, especially when he's pretty young. He's only 55, 56 now. But you know what? He's going back in the gym and he's training. He's probably not doing what he probably should after going through that kind of surgery. But you know what? That's his passion. Like, you can't knock it. Like, he's not putting the film out like poor me, or trying to get like a GoFundMe account like my bills are $2 million. He's out there just saying, this is what I love to do. This is what I dreamed of since like he started lifting weights, and he's not going to stop. And that's passionate. I mean, the fans see that and they're like, man, that's like awesome. Like, what if that's what makes him happy? And obviously he's got a lot of children now too, so he's spending time with his kids. But man, he still loved to work out even after all the damage and after all the pain. He says he's in a pain like an 8 scale of 10. Like, that's just crazy to me. Like, I could never imagine being that. And you know, I look at myself and I'm 10 years younger, and I'm like, man, like, what am I going to be like in 10 years? You know, and I think I trained smart, and I feel great now, but I think body takes a wear and tear after some time, and I think that really shows, like, hey, you know, this is a risk, but if you're passionate about what you do, I mean, here's a guy that he's not complaining, he's not crying poor me, he's just saying, like, I really wanted to squat 800 pounds more than twice, or whatever it was, once, or I don't know how many times he squatted.
He says more than twice, yeah.
More than twice. So he said he could have got 4 or 5. So that's just Ronnie. And you know, if you haven't seen the movie yet, make sure you guys check out the documentary. It's on Netflix now. And we had a lot of good battles on the stage, and we had a great relationship off the stage. We guest posed a lot together. We trained a lot together. I remember training legs with Ronnie, and it was an experience in itself. I didn't screw with the weights that he did, but I remember the guy was just a machine, and you have to respect someone that's that genetically gifted with that much strength. It's pretty amazing to see and witness, and actually stand and be the guy that kind of battled that guy for so many years and was able to beat that guy. And you know, my hat goes off to Ronnie, you know, and I hope he's doing well, and I hope you guys get a chance to see the movie and judge for yourself. And you know, life goes on, and you know, Ronnie's going to keep fighting, and you know, keep in the gym, and most importantly, try to stay as healthy as possible and take care of his family. So shout out to you, Ronnie Coleman, and Generation Iron for their awesome film, and Ronnie Coleman, the King movie.